dreams go. I watch them grow. I want to go where the dreams go. They're in my mind, they're in my soul, swirling around out of control. I feel them flying, frozen in time. The church bells chime. I
Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to Kahuna HELP. I am Kahuna the Elder. Today, we're going to cover a new project, I should say, that myself and RPG Dinosaur Bob have been working on for the last few days after a suggestion on one of my streams and on one of Bob's streams. So we're going to be working on that, showing you that project today, telling you how you can be involved and how you can have some fun with it. Welcome, Barbarossa. Thank you for coming. Yes, it is the Kahuna. Aloha. I'm kind of full of energy today. Wow, the chat is huge at the moment. Wow, what happened there? Let's see if I can fix that. That is just mondo large. By the way, let me know how the sound is, because I spent the last hour and a half reconfiguring the sound after a Windows and all kinds of stuff just messed up my sound over the weekend. And so let me know. Daz! Welcome. I have added you to the homepage for Synergazia because you're going to have a spot in there. And of course, I can't go in there and change the size of this chat, so it's huge. Let me try one more time. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Almost like I intended it. Let's change that size down. Let's see. The font settings need to be quite a bit smaller. Let's go with something like that. And hopefully that'll be a little bit better. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Synergazia. I want to hold up a little bit because I know that Aaron should be finishing up and he'll probably raid. So, no, chat, take back control. I have taken back control of the chat. If only so they don't look like huge letters. We can now read it. As you can see, I have changed my screens a little bit, so that they're a little easier to read, and with the fancy transition. Look at that. That's right. He crashed. Oh, no. Yeah, you know what? I was seeing him having issues this afternoon, but you know what? I think everybody's having issues. Lately, almost every stream I've been on has had issues. So I don't know what is going on. Yes, so I have the fancy transitions now, but let us go back to full screen while we chat a little bit. So, Synergazia. Synergazia is in progress now. We have created a number of pages to start explaining things. Dinosaur Bob just put up a new one on calendars and how the moons and the sun work in Synergazia. By the way, Synergazia, where that came from. Synergazia is Greek for collaboration. This is a collaborative world, and it seemed rather fitting, and I think Dimmy over at WA is going to get a kick out of seeing something named in Greek, used hopefully appropriately. But when I looked at it, it looked like the name of a world. Synergazia. Maybe I should say that with a little bit more of an accent. Synergazia. That's almost my ASMR read on that. Synergazia. I feel like I should be opening a bottle of beer. And look, here they come. I am ready to be boarded. Here comes the raid. And sadly, my little thing that's supposed to put up stuff when people raid just isn't working. I've tried. It's not working. I have no idea why. Welcome, DM Stretch. Welcome, Sable's Marauders. Welcome. You're just in time. We're going to start talking about Sinergasia, our new collaborative world. It sounds like a perfume or men's cologne. You know, it kind of does. New by Calvin Klein. Sinergasia. Yeah. I like that one. Sinergasia by Kahuna. Yes. Welcome, Sable. Welcome, gang. All right. So now that folks are starting to chime in here and see what's going on, let's talk about this new project that RPG Dinosaur Bob and I have been working on. And I'm sure Bob will be in the chat shortly. Maybe. He's been working on stuff on this. You posted an article on Reads to Discord and a voice for it. Yes, I saw that.
You want Kermit the Frog to read your article. So I'm going to try to do Kermit the Frog for you.
Bob, I made that frame specially for this. I changed up everything on the Kahuna HELP stream so it looks a little more fresh. All right. So now, I am prepared, Aaron. I am prepared. Let's see. Now, Sinergasia. As I mentioned, that is a Greek word for collaboration, which makes it perfect for this world. And let me switch over to the screen share, and you can get your first look at one of the maps. This is the map of Sinergasia. As you can see by the colorations there, we have tried to include as many different biomes as possible. When I created this map, if you look at the map, and here's the fun thing about it, it does have the look of tectonic plate movement. For example, there are two big continents, but if you look the continents around them, if you shift and rotate them slightly, would all kind of fit against it. Almost like it started from a Pangea and moved apart. So there are some tectonics there. Also, what you can see right now, this is the map without any layers enabled on it. So the only thing you're seeing is question marks. These will be regions that you will be able to occupy. Let me turn the regions on real quick. There you go. These are by no means the end-all be-all. To answer your question, Barbarossa, how did I make it? What I did was I started with a base map in Wonderdraft. And frankly, I had it do random generation until I liked it, and then modified it slightly. Hey, Dragon Love Water, welcome! So I started with Wonderdraft and made a base landmass map. The nice thing about Wonderdraft is it lets you export the water, the land masses, and symbols separately. You can do what they call a oh gosh, I can't think of the name now. But basically, it exports all the layers separately. Each is a separate PNG file. You can then bring that into Photoshop. I use Affinity, whatever your favorite photo editing software is. Bring it in and then modify it. So the first thing I did was I brought that into Affinity and created this base map. And in fact, I can turn off the pins. Whoops. Apparently, I don't have all of them in that layer yet. Okay. So I can't turn off all the pins. I'll have to fix that. But this is the base map. I drew in on Affinity. I drew in the mountain ranges. Before I left Wonderdraft, I did add those islands that are there just along that central kind of sea. And now let me show you why I picked that spot to put a bunch of islands. Because yes, I even paid attention to tectonic lines. If you see the thin dashed lines, those are places where the Earth's crust is separating, where the plates are moving away from each other. And if you see the places where there are dashed lines, primarily mountain ranges, those are places where the Earth is coming together. Fridge, hold on, Kahuna, gotta raise my undead army. Occupation isn't easy. Well, you know, we all have our troubles. Oh, frig. You were just, I see. You were doing the kid safe one. Okay. So, what you can see there is the tectonic plates. Now, what I've tried to do to make this interesting is there are lots of places that are nowhere near the edges of these borders. Mountains and mountain ranges tend not to be as active. They are active, but not as active as, say, areas along the middle of that sea where you're going to see the island chain that is volcanic, that does expand periodically with the formation of a new island right there in the middle. Wherever you see the thin dotted lines, you can expect that there will be cool ocean or deep ocean trenches there, cool water. There are actually we can call them subduction zones in some areas, although subduction usually is one plate moving beneath the other. So we can say that some of those mountains are true subduction zones, where others are just and I can't remember the term for when the plates actually push together and both push up. But yes, some of them are subduction zones. And then, of course, we have the zones where the plates are separating. So I try to pay some attention to that. So you'll find that the mountain ranges tend to be in directions that reflect the fact that the plate boundaries on either side are moving towards each other, while those areas in the oceans tend to be separating apart. And of course, that would have created the fact that the places, especially the one in the far top right, where you can see it almost perfectly fits in against that other continent. You can see there's a line there in between, and that is because that's where they would have separated apart over millennia, millions of years, longer than I've been around. So I did think of those things when I was creating that. And then Bob and I talked a lot about, we wanted to create biome areas that definitely had a hot zone, and that hot can be either desert or jungle. And you know what? If you pick a region, you can pick what it is. If you want to make it jungle, make it jungle. If you want it to be, furnace desert, go for it. Whichever works best for your region and your idea. And if you go farther north or south from the equator, and the equator is right there along the middle, because that's what equators do, you'll find it gets progressively greener, and then as you go near the top, it gets blue and even to white. We tried to limit how much Arctic zone, straight up Arctic zone there was, because it would be we're thinking very few people are going to want to create a true Arctic zone culture. However, there are a couple of regions that are absolutely in subarctic zones. So you can actually create a culture that lives in those zones. Now, the interesting thing about the regions is right now there are 32 of them. Bob and I are actually looking, because we've gotten a couple of requests for regions that we don't quite have yet. One of them, for example, Daz had a request for an area where they could do a submarine culture. They live under the sea. So we actually added Zone 32, which is right over here. And that area is primarily water, with a small landmass, island-shaped landmass. Keep in mind that it looks like coastline there, and I may have to redraw these maps a little bit. That is not coastline, that is shallow water. So the lighter green around each landmass, just outside of the darker shading, is actually shallower water. So if it goes off of that lighter green, that's shallow water. The red lines actually dictate the shorelines and the other boundaries. Many of these regions are bounded by mountains. Some do not have natural boundaries. So, for example, right here in the middle, you'll see this section here between regions 5, region 6, and kind of touched on by region 32. There is no natural boundary there. There will be no river there. That will be just plains or swamp or something. Again, we're going to leave regions up to you, but we will be managing how we assign regions to make sure that groups, that we try to group similar genres and ages together. What we don't want is Conan the Barbarian next to Starfleet Academy. However, we have come up with a solution if that should happen. So don't worry, we got this handled. Some of these regions, for example, region 3 here, region 3 actually goes from a subarctic zone, almost to Arctic, all the way through the equator into temperate zone. So there's actually a hot zone right in the middle, and it has everything else in between. That's an awesome one if you want to have a wide variety of cultures. But keep in mind, then that's a lot more work for you. Personally, think that would be highly, I'm going to guess it says entertaining. It could be. We have a solution for that one. I'm thinking you're talking about the Conan Star Wars thing. And yes, here's the other thing. When we put two regions together next to each other, you guys are it's your region. You want to work with the person in the next region over or the regions around you to have stories that cross over? Go for it. That's awesome. That's why we were creating this. It's not just for you to create your own region, but to create stories that intertwine and intermix and that can go forward. We have regions that are almost entirely in arid, hot areas. Or, again, it could be tropical. This zone right here, region 17, it has, let me see, I haven't flat out measured it, but it looks like it's about maybe a 200-mile coastline. The rest of it is in the interior. It is between a mountain range. Let me check it again just to make sure. Yeah, it's basically kind of skirts around a mountain range and around here, region 18. So, and it borders 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it borders 5 regions. You want to have some fun with interplay? There it is. That's what we're talking about. We have areas. This here, this is region 8. Region 8. We will be holding that one for Age of Sail, because these are volcanic islands, lots of little ones, lots of places for pirates to hide out and for trade to be done. So if somebody wants an Age of Sail, that region is there. But let me pull up something a little different. This is exactly the same map with one minor difference. This map doesn't have, it has the regions laid out, but it doesn't have all the other pins. But what it does have, this one is for Bob and I to plan on. This one is not accessible to the general populace. But for example, I've tagged this as a potential region. This is a potential region. So we can take regions and either split them up. We can create new regions out of these watery areas. We can suddenly have a region appear as a new landmass until we have assigned the 25 regions that we're going to start with, anything's possible. We have until September the 8th. That is when we are going to close off. Well, let me rephrase that. On September the 8th, we will start assigning regions. If you come in after September the 8th, you get what's left. We will try to accommodate you as much as is absolutely possible. But we can only do 25 authors on a world. So what happens if we get more than that? What happens if this kind of blows up and all of a sudden we got 45, 50 people who want to do this? Synergasia 2. I'll just create a new map. Well, no. I will create a duplicate map. Essentially, it will be like an alternate universe. An alternate universe of Synergasia. It's going to be the same map, but a whole new set of stories. Dragon, if you want to, go ahead. Perfect time for it. I mean, we're discussing this, how this is going to work. So you can discuss your concept if you want here. But definitely the article is the big thing, because that's how we're going to judge that you've got yourself a solid idea. You've been able to put it down in an article. So don't worry if all of a sudden you see there's a rush and all of a sudden these names start showing up. We can create another one. We can create 3, however many we need. And then think about the stories we can do from universe to universe. See? Another idea that we're going to implement as we go down the line is this is not a static world. There may be the occasional, meteor. Gojira! Gojira! There may be, we may have a region that has nuclear capability because they're in a future time space and there's a nuclear accident. How does that affect the rest of the world? Maybe there's a nuclear winter. There could be... Bob and I will be responsible for that stuff, and we're not going to do it right away because we want you guys to get established. We want you guys to come up with this. Thinking semi-urban fantasy. That could be cool. Again, you'd have to think about what you would want in a region to support that. If you want to take a region and absolutely cause your cultures to terraform it, okay, it's your region. Check out Rime of the Frost Mating released for D&D. Yeah, there you go. Can someone take the moon? Because that would be funny. No. Nope, the moon is off limits. Well, for now. Oh, by the way, there are 2 moons. Bob has put together an awesome article. Let me pull it up here. We haven't put it live yet, but because we still have a couple details. But Bob has put together an awesome article that explains how our moons will work. There are 2 moons. One, a smaller one, much faster cycle. One, a larger one, much slower cycle. That means occasionally there will be eclipses of the sun. There may be double eclipses where both moons eclipse the sun. There could be a lunar eclipse of the second moon lit by the sun on the other side. So there are all kinds of things, and we're coming up with a schedule for when those things happen. So with your planning your cultures, you'll be able to say, okay, this is something that we know happened or will happen. How does the culture deal with the fact, one of the moons will be red, and when it is the lone moon up there or during an eclipse, it will shine a blood red. You could call it whatever you want. But what does that mean for your culture? Again, another one of the things that we want to just kind of give you, you run with it. That's the whole idea here. We're just going to give you the physical framework here. The stuff that starts as canon. This stuff is immutable, not going to be changed. Everything else is up to you. Moon 2 Electric Boogaloo. I like it. I like it. Perhaps that will be an event. Welcome to Moon 2 Electric Boogaloo. Or not. Okay, so that's some of the other stuff that we're looking at in here in Synergasia. So again, this is designed to be flexible, completely flexible. As we go along, as stuff gets written in, Bob and I are just going to check it as the stories go up, and as the articles go up, I should say. And if something looks like, okay, that's firm enough, it doesn't affect anybody else's negatively, and I don't mean negatively as in there is a negative consequence of an action. What we mean by negative is that these two things can't coexist. Either one is true, the other is true, or neither is true. You know, it's one of those things where both can't be true. Bob and I will have to kind of figure out how to make those things fit. And frankly, we're pretty creative, so we can probably make almost anything fit. But again, you know, we have a solution for Conan versus the, you know, Star Trek Academy. I need a reason that my culture would not have access to high-quality satellite. Probably. Lots of reasons it's possible. From not having space flight to an atmosphere above the planet that is either filled with enough space junk that you can't put anything up there, or there are magnetic fields or electrical fields or something up there that makes satellite communications impossible. There's your help. You're welcome. All right, so why did we create this? Yeah. A lot of folks after summer camp have felt kind of like it's a letdown. Now, granted, nice to have a break. Writing a prompt a day for 30 days and then writing the last 3 in 1 day or 2 days, that's crazy. It was fun. Some of us overachieved because we're just idiots. But it was fun. But now, as people have kind of come out of summer camp, we're almost a month away again. Folks are like, gosh, I wish there was something to kind of spur me on. So the idea came up of how can we do prompts, but not a prompt a day. That's just a lot of work for everybody. But what if we said a prompt a week? So the prompts that Bob and I are going to come up with, and the first prompt is the one to write your pitch article. The prompts we're going to come up with have a double duty. One is, hey, put it into your region here. The other is, you look at it and go, this doesn't fit what I want to do with my region, but this really fits my world. Do it! These prompts can be used any way you want to. So technically, one prompt a week could mean 2 articles for you, one for your region, one for your world, or just one for your world, or just one for the region. Whatever works for you. This is going to be fun. This is not drudgery. This is not, let's see if we can get to 10,000 words. No. Different kind of thing. Okay? We can do summer camp. We can do World Ember. Those of you who are doing Nano, you're going to do Nano. This is when you need a break from the other stuff. Have fun. That's what we're trying to do. And we're doing that by providing you some of the backbone, some of the skeleton for it, and you get to put the flesh on it. You get to mold the clay around it and make it look the way you want. And by allowing pretty much any genre, pretty much any age, I think it's going to be just a crazy fun place to check out stories. And the more the merrier. So, you know, that's what our hope is for. That's what we're trying to do. If you have not gone to the article yet, you need to go to Synergasia. Let me quickly post the link to the homepage. Actually, I think this goes to the sign up page. Let me see which one this goes to. There you go. That goes to the We Need You article. And at any time, if you need that link again, just type in !SYN for Synergazia. I couldn't even remember at that moment. My brain went. Anytime you need it, just hit that, and you'll go there. Once we hit the 8th, authors will be given author privileges on that world. Author privilege means you can write and do what you need to there. You demand that one of the gods be named Kahuna. Oh no. Request. I lost my. Thanks, Barbarossa. You broke me there. Oh. Make sure Dinosaur Bob gets one. That's a good one. Oh, yeah. So once you're an author, you can write your articles. You can do what you need to in the world. The only thing you really can't do is edit somebody else's. If it's your article, you get to write it. If you need a category, you're probably going to have to ask me or Bob to build it, but we'll probably have enough categories for you to go with. And then you can drop stuff into the right category. So you guys are going to mold this place as authors. Authors will be listed on the homepage. And then the other thing that'll happen is on my Discord. Oh yeah, I have a Discord link. Oh yeah, thank you, Kahuna. Thank you for that. By the way, I fixed that, so if you need the Discord link, you can always type !DI to get my Discord server invite. We will be inviting, there will be a separate set of channels specifically for Synergazia. So you guys will have a place where you can communicate, which will be perfect if you guys want to plan stuff between regions, plan storylines, plan conflicts, plan character crossovers. Don't care. I'm going to set up that Discord for you. The Discord's already set up. I'm just waiting until the 8th until I start sending the invites to the appropriate folks. But you will be able to go on that Discord and talk about what you want to do in this world. This is a world built on World Anvil. I have to stress up front, this is not a quote-unquote World Anvil sanctioned thing. In other words, they're not sponsoring it. They're not giving prizes for this. This is me and Bob using World Anvil because it's the most amazing tool to do this in. We're using World Anvil to give you guys this new kind of venue to create in. If there are folks who like to do CSS, I am starting to work on the CSS. I am trying to find a way, and that'll be over the next probably week and a half, that you guys can modify significant parts of the CSS in your world as long as you have the sufficient guild level status. If you are a freeman, it's going to be a little more difficult, but not impossible. We'll just have to figure out another way to do that. And there will be pages on the site that will simply be examples of things you can use and how you can use them. So, we can set stuff up for you doing that. Always here for you, pal. Thanks. We are the over gods. So we'll try to do CSS stuff. We want your world. So what you see in the world right now in the format of the homepage and stuff, that doesn't have to be you. You can do what you like. The one caveat is, keep in mind who your audience may be. That doesn't mean you cannot have adult content, but please, if you choose to do so, you must label it as such so that no one is surprised when they go into your region and find the Duke and the Duchess entertaining each other. So, keep it nice. Or let us know ahead of time. You just say, if you're entering this world, you are acknowledging this is what it is, and we can help you create a page that does that. Label it on the top. Yes, exactly. Put it right on the top. This is more of an adult setting. Awesome. Nothing wrong with it. Just put it. Just, say so. If that's what you want to do. I don't know how many will want to do that. I think many times there are ways to get the same result without necessarily making it not safe for work. But hey, just say so. That's all we ask. Keep it clean. Also, while this is not a World Anvil sanctioned thing, they're not putting us up to this. They're not, we're not asking for resources from them other than their magnificent website. This is still for World Anvil, Anvilites, and for people who like to have fun on World Anvil and like to create on World Anvil. Don't bash them. If something's not working, let us know first. If it's something that we can't fix, then we'll get a hold of the powers that be, because we're going to be doing funky stuff behind the scenes. So maybe we broke it. So don't go to them and say it doesn't work. Come to us first and say, hey, this doesn't look like it's working, and I will try to fix it. Bob will try to fix it. If you are into CSS and you would like to assist in that, by the end of the week, I will have made public a CSS test page that all authors will eventually have access to, and I will have and that page will be just for test stuff out here. If it works, great. If it doesn't, we have a chance to test it before anybody puts it on their page. It's all, but we'll also be, have a page that has, when we've tested something and it works and we know that it works, then we'll put an example of it on a separate page, which is going to be kind of like the reference page or pages for cool CSS tricks. So please, if you're a CSS guru, I certainly am not. I've learned a lot in the last 6 months, but I'm still learning. If you've got some tips and tricks, please, once we've made you an author, jump on that page, put in some tricks, keeping in mind that some people may not be able to use them because this is open to every level of Anvilite that I'm aware of. Bob, you can probably elaborate if I'm wrong or not, but I think freemen can be authors on a separate world as well, as long as the owner is high enough level. I'm Sage level, so I don't have any real restrictions in terms of CSS and that stuff, but I want to make sure that we give you guys as much play as can possibly happen. I can be a rubber duck for the coders. Awesome. I like it. Can I be on, Mr. Bob? Yes, they can. See? There you go. That was the whole idea here. You can write your prompts and create your region. That's the way you like. For those who are freemen, I will tell you, and it says so on the page that I'm creating for the CSS. If you want special CSS stuff, let me know. And then myself or anybody else who wants to help with the CSS, we can work it out for you and figure out a way to do it. The only hitch will be that it may take a little longer to make those changes. If you're okay with that, I think we'll be good. You and Daz are freebies. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. It's where everybody starts. I started as a freebie. And then I found I really wanted more of the stuff to play with. And then I found I really needed more of the stuff to play with. So now I'm a junkie. So, I'm a real lowly freeman. No such thing. Just means you don't have access to as many things, that's all. I plan to work within what I got. Perfect. That's perfect. And again, this is meant to be fun. I can't stress that enough, folks. This is just for us to have some fun, for us to interact and create some great worlds and some great experiences for ourselves and for anybody who wants to come read it. You know, some of the things that Bob and I will look out for, as he mentioned, I think it was to Daz earlier, if you if you want a submarine culture, they live almost entirely beneath the sea, perhaps just a little bit of land to be able to trade with surface dwellers. That's great. We just have to make sure we plan it so that we don't put you like right next to or in the trade route of people who are using high-speed futuristic skimmers that could take you out. Unless, of course, you also have high-speed skimmers, in which case, not an issue. But that's the kind of stuff that Bob and I will be doing. It's, as I referred to it earlier, it's going to be like herding cats. We're going to be, especially in the beginning, there's going to be a lot of fluidity. We'll be fixing it. Fun times, funsies, memes, death, ice cream, intrigue, possession, pandas. Can't promise ice cream. Sorry, I can't. There is no way for me to deliver it. The rest, though, I think we can do. So, hey, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, 7 out of 8. That's Hall of Fame right there. All right, so that's what that looks like. If you have questions, shoot. So we will do. There will be no ice cream in your world. No, I didn't say that. I said I just can't deliver it. There may be ice cream in your part of the world. You might have refrigeration. You might have icy caves. I don't judge. There will be ice cream in the world. Oh, okay. I read that wrong. For shizzle. So that, my friends, is Synergasia in a roundabout way. If you have not gone to the We Need You page, please do. There is a map there if you want to look around the regions to kind of get an idea of what is in the world. Just keep in mind, we are not promising any specific region to anyone at this time because, as Bob has reminded me multiple times, we have to wait until we've given everybody a chance to chime in so that we can start planning where people will go. Again, we want to try to keep, if you've got Victorian era, maybe steampunk, those kind of areas next to each other, that's not too bad. But we really don't want to have huge clashes that require us to come up with really funky solutions that, while fun, could be different. Taz wanting a submarine race. Oh, wait, no. A culture of people that are below the ocean. Okay. I was thinking submarine races. That was an old joke about, taking somebody to the cliffs to watch the submarine races. Keep with me on this, Bob. I have an entire submarine ecology. Well, there you go. We will have a place for you. And like I said, if we haven't quite got an area exactly that fits when we're getting everybody fit, we'll find a way to make it. It's easy enough. Obviously, if you want to be completely isolated, your choices get smaller. Although not necessarily. You could pick a region that has isolated islands in the region, but the entire region is not isolated. There will be interesting divides, yes. Yeah, we try to prefer that the middle of the sea is a weird place. Of course, middle of the sea stretching straight up into the heavens. So, no, you can't cheat the weird, interesting divide by going higher. Depending on what interactions you wanted, we might work together. That's perfect. See, look, we're already doing it. It's already happening. Oh, that reminds me of that really bad commercial. This is happening. Yeah, that's a really bad commercial. You could simply close your borders. Yes, that can be closed borders. We can do that. We can find ways to make that happen. We've got a lot of people who seem to be liking the idea. We need more people to chime. And again, it does not have to be a massive article, this first prompt. As my computer catches up with me. The first prompt is just, as it says on this, give us at least 300 words. Don't make it too darn long, because we just want some basics. Your genre, the mood or theme you want to employ, the time period or development era, the geography that you need. Not want, need. For example, one of the articles had a need where there is an area where a part of the civilization has been isolated for some time. So there are a number of areas on the planet where that would work. Any major conflicts you will include. So again, if you know there's going to be major conflicts, we need to know how you're going to work those. If something you want is, for example, a deep chasm where no one returns. Yes, I went Dark Lord Kahuna there. If you want that deep chasm, we need to know about it. I haven't put any chasms in. I also haven't put in rivers yet. Again, that's part of, that will come shortly after we start assigning regions to make the areas more interesting, is one way to put it. Deliberately vague. Nice. Excellent. There is no war in Ba Sing Se, ruled by Kahuna, the great Hawaiian dragon. Aloha! And the other thing to keep in mind is when we start assigning regions, I haven't talked to Bob about this one, but I think he'll be okay with it. I will send you a PNG file of your region before I do any more modifications to it. So you're assigned a region. I will clip out a PNG file, and a decent resolution one, so that you can have that as a reference to your region. And if you want, Bob's saying, uh-oh, you can use that as a reference to your region, and then give me suggestions as to what you'd like to see, and I will put those onto the map. Don't go nuts. I could have 25 people asking for these things. Okay. Start with the features that you're writing about. So, for example, you come up with, I need a port town. Great. And the port town should have a river that runs to it. Awesome. I will send you that. I will send you this, and you can pick where the port town is. And if you want a river, show where you want that river to go. And once you send it back to me, we'll add that. You can keep that PNG, and as your region develops, we will continue to modify the maps. So that big map that you see right now, this one right here, will become more and more detailed as this grows. So instead of having question marks with these regions, well, then we'll have a name for the region. And as we zoom in, and you will be able to zoom in much closer, as you zoom in, these islands, for example, right here in the middle, you'll be able to name the islands individually because we'll be able to zoom in far enough. Because there will be a section with just that region. If you click on the region, then there will be loaded a much larger, much more zoomed in version of that map that will zoom in even further so you can see the stuff within the region. That's my present to you guys. I'm going to be busy, I can tell. Even sketching some stuff you want with something like Gimper. But yeah, absolutely. We will put it. Daz, underwater, no problem. Because what you can do once you have a region is decide, and you'll be able to see where the tectonic lines are. I will keep those in the map I send you. And where you see those tectonic lines, well, that's likely to be a deep sea trench. Now, do you want canyons off of that trench? Cool. Do you want kelp forests? Great, indicate where they are. You decide where they are, and like Bob said, sketch it in. Send it back to me, and I will start to add it in until finally this map starts looking like, holy crud, it's a whole map. And we have details in there. Yeah, it's going to take some time, but hey, it sounds like fun. And notice, Bob, I did not volunteer you for that. This is something, and actually this is something I do in my own world. When I create a new region, I create the zoom in map. And then for, now, this is for the master map. When it comes down to cities and stuff like that, that's on you guys. I can only do so much. But for the regional map, send me the details and I will add them. And if we had to modify them, we all modify them. My horrible digital skills will damage your eyes. Don't worry about it. A, we all learn. B, I'm going to interpret it and put it onto the map in a way that works. Do you want me to put that sort of stuff under its own header for you? Terrain wants and needs? You can do that, or just keep it in and just write a paragraph. We're not picky on this. This is to get an idea of what you need for your world, what you would like for your world, and just the details of it. There's no specific format. This is just your first prompt. Bob and I have at least 3 more prompts ready to go. So once we have, started assigning regions and everybody's kind of gotten past the woo, we are both going to be praying for an early release of Deus, aren't we? Maybe. I don't know how much Deus will do. I'm hoping it will do lots. But I tend to find that I still take stuff out of the mapping software and do it myself in some photo editing software, because there's only so much you can expect out of mapping software as opposed to photo editing. But yeah, Deus would be great because it also ties to other things and makes it very easy to tie things in our world, which would be Trey awesome. Big, bulky blob parts, light on details. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what you need to write. Yes, but you want the finer details, roads, cities, villages, forests, that kind of stuff. That's going to be up to you. Certainly if there are major roads that would be important to the world, we'll eventually add those in. Why? Trade routes. If you know that there is a trade route that goes from the coastline, all the way to the opposite side of the continent. If we decide, if all you guys with regions decide, yeah, I want to have a trade route that does that, then that's important to a number of regions, and that's something that we would add in. But again, you guys in each region will have to come up with what's on that road. The first few prompts will let you start setting ground rules for your regions. That's right. That's all I'm going to say right now. Yeah, we're going to try, again, the whole idea for the prompts is, 1, to help you flesh out this world, but 2, think about ideas in your own world, okay? This is for you to have fun, not to add work. It's going to be adding work for me and Bob, but, I'm on my stream all day long on Kahuna Quiet. So yes, some of that stuff, you'll be able to pop into Kahuna Quiet occasionally and see it worked on. So that's the way it works. Yeah, it's 24,000 miles across. Let me zoom out here real quick. and you will see I actually put a. It's actually close, I think, Bob, to 21,000. I'll have to remeasure it, but it's close to Earth size. But as you can see in the top right there, or sorry, top left, the larger bar is 5,000 miles. The smaller bar is 1,000 miles. So there are some regions that are as much as, say, 6,000 miles long, and there are some that are 750 miles across, the long way. So, and of course, then you have the islands, which no island there is bigger. Even the biggest islands are probably about, I'm guessing, somewhere around 250 to 300 miles across on the biggest islands. And that's the idea, is that it's all different there. So you can play with it the way you want. I will not be writing in this. In the world, I will not be taking a region. I don't know if Bob wants to. That's up to him. More work for him. I think I'm going to be, busy enough doing everything else. But I really want you guys to have fun with this. Spread the word. The more, the merrier. Like I said before, we get more than 25 interested, we'll split it up. In fact, we may start splitting it with as few as 20, where we take 12 in the first world and throw 8 into the second world, and then just start splitting them up back and forth. It'll give folks a little bit more places to work with. He'll be busy building Godzilla, the asteroids. Yeah, that's true. Bob's got to come up with the disasters. Think SimCity. If SimCity had it, we will probably, and probably a lot more. Like that giant whirling whirlpool that suddenly pops up in the bay somewhere that starts devouring everything around it. Something like that. Think you could add 1 or 2 more island chains just to round the map up? Yep, I could. If we have people who are looking for that. That's the key. If I've got 1 person, 2 people who are looking for water, or who are looking specifically for island style, a genre that fits island, pirates, Age of Sail kind of thing, then yeah, we got a couple of people then I can easily add in more islands. But if not, no big fizz. We just leave it as is until we need to. Yeah, a lot of that will depend on what genres and tech time periods you all pick. Too many of something to fit well, we'll probably clone the map to split them up. Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of room on this map as it is now. Right now, we can only have 25 authors, and there are 32 regions right now. Right now, there's 32 regions out here. So there should be enough. But again, I can look at some places like, for example, I look at Region 2. That's this big one over here. Well, I'm sorry, Region 3, not Region 2. Region 2 is over here. Where's 2? There it is. I look at Region 3. That could easily be split up into 2 regions. Places like this one over here, I think that's 22. Region 22 also could be split up into two different sides of that mountain ridge. So if we need to split things up, we can. It's all going to depend on what you guys want, what your needs are, and how we can deliver it. So there's really, this is for you guys. We saw what everybody could do with prompts. We want to give people a reason to keep writing. And again, use the prompts in your own world as well. For example, this first prompt, think of how it fits to your world. I mean, what if you were writing a meta article for the world you already have created? Can you answer these 5 bullet points? if you can't, you may want to think about that. You may want to create just a little meta article for yourself, if not for anybody else. A meta article for yourself and say, how do these 5 things fit in my world? What are my answers for the world I already have? Use these prompts to guide your writing forward in both this world and in your world. Your sister is here. Be right back. But I'm almost done. All right, I'll hang till you come back. I could just sit here and wait like... That just got awkward, didn't it? Yeah. My green screen's failing me on one side. Is it that side? Yep. It's failing. I've got to make that work. I think I'll be maybe tacking it to the wall. Yes, I am a dad of a 17-year-old. I know how to make things awkward. Really awkward. Dragon, come back. Mrs. Kahuna's calling for dinner. And it's Taco Tuesday. We don't actually do Taco Tuesday that often, so, I mean, Mrs. Kahuna's making beef and chicken for Taco Tuesday. I got some tacos calling me. And she's making fresh pico, I think. I'm hoping. She makes killer pico. Like, I can just eat that. She never makes enough of it. And Bob, I want you to chime in on this one. I'm thinking one of the things you and I can create is characters that do traverse the entire world. And we're the only ones who can write it. Nobody else gets to use those characters. Although we may let people create the character, a collaborative effort to create a character for Kahuna and Bob. And then our character will travel the world. They have to be kind of transcendent, though, because it's going to depend on what we've got out there. Where's Waldo? Ooh, that's an interesting idea. Where are Bob and Kahuna today? I like that idea. Where are Bob and Kahuna? I'm not wearing a striped shirt. No. The red and white, no, it's not happening. No little beanie either. They need alter egos in each time period. So input from the audience. So they're one character. I'm thinking it's almost, and you'll forgive me because I really don't watch Doctor Who, but it sounds kind of Doctor Who-ish, where they could be from any time and place. And if we have multiple Synergasias, it could also be from any dimension, any universe. The Bill and Ted. Oh, much better model. Much better model. I like that. Yes. Excellent. Wild Stallions are coming. I'll have to go on to Art Breeder and put up a Keanu Reeves picture. Unless, Bob, you want Keanu, in which case I'll take whatever his name was. Did anybody ever notice that both Doctor Who and Bill and Ted relied on a phone booth for transport? Yeah, well, now try to find one. Doctor Who figured it out. They're using one for the last couple, 3-4 decades, but yeah. What? Did Dizzy sneak in here? Oh, hey, Dizzy! Aloha, I didn't see you sneak in. You've missed almost the entire stream. Wild Stallions. That's right. That's right. Kahuna and Bob. I like it. All right. So who wants to recap for Disney? No, not going to happen. Let's see. So we've got Daz's article. We've got Rabbit Candy. So we just need you guys to participate. Was watching The Simpsons with little Dizzy. Oh, yes, I will put it on video. Well, you can catch it on Twitch right afterwards, I guess. We've basically gone over Synergasia, the whole project, how it's going to work, how it's going to be fun, and read the article. Somebody else put one up there? Let me look. When you reload the page. Anybody else been having like weird computer problems in the last like 5-6 days? My computer in some cases has slowed to an absolute crawl. And my wife's saying the same thing, and she's on a Mac. Mac and PC different. It's not the internet because we test it and it's fine. It's just us. Weirdness. All right. 1, 2. I see the 2 articles. So read the article. Put your 5, get your 5 bullet points taken care of. That's all we need. We're not looking for, a dissertation at this point. We're just looking for the 5 articles. Flare up of solar activity. That's what I'd heard. I think I mentioned it on a stream earlier this week. It's just, oof. That's because 2 days ago somebody invoked the name of Q's the article that shall not be named. Yes, well, we shall not name that article here either. Maybe it's because Q has been popping into my Kahuna Quiet stream every day. I'll bet that's it. Q's jinxing me. Hey. Yeah, so, like I said, don't write a dissertation. Just put it there. Articles are being reviewed. Oh, no. Oh, hey, I've been seeing some of the feedback from some of the reviewers. And there's a problem. There's a problem. Some people apparently decided that they needed to hit their 300 words by filling in all the boxes that didn't make sense to them or they didn't like with lorem ipsum text. Just random text. Not cool. So it looks like a 1,000-word article of gibberish. Not cool. Just not cool. And some of these categories, some of these prompts had 300 articles. Yeah. Apparently some other folks tried it by putting in hidden text. What they did was they put it in a container, then used CSS to hide the container so it looks like all the words are there, and it's just lorem ipsum to get the word count up. Not cool. That's why we're not going to be judging any of your articles. This is an exhibition, not a competition. Please, no wagering. Yeah, we're not going to judge any of this. If you want critiques, we'll absolutely give you critiques. I think everybody would be happy to, and we can do that in the Discord. By the way, just in case you missed it, Discord, make sure you sign up. Whoops. If I did that here. Lists of questions from the community document. Yeah. I'm hearing it from all the different judges that they're seeing that. Join my Discord, because once you become an author in Synergasia, once you become an author, you will be invited to join the Synergasia channels so we can discuss the world. So please be sure to go there and enjoy it. Plus, also on my Discord is the Kahuna Reads channel, where you can drop articles that you want read. I have a kind of a challenge going on this week where you need to put in the article, the link to the article, and a voice you'd like it heard in. So, and in the background, I just heard Mrs. Kahuna screaming upstairs, "It's time to eat, get down here." So, my friends, I must leave you. As Bob says, we will be, you can DM us on Discord, or catch us on stream, and I am going to be I'm on roughly from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock each day, and that's Pacific time, on the Kahuna Quiet stream right here. So, and all I'm doing is work. So come on in. You got questions, we'll answer them. If I need to show you something, I can pull it up and show you. I just can't talk until about 1:15. So, and there you go, folks. She has popped into my stream to let me know dinner is ready. We gotta come down. And yes, tacos! All right, my friends, this was a fun stream. It seems like you guys are getting excited about this. I hope so. So I'm going to sign off and go down and, eat before Mrs. Kahuna comes up and takes me down by the ear. So have a great day. Do we have someone to raid? Let me check real quick. Do we have? Quick, someone. Give me someone to raid. No, not raid the Kahuna Kitchen. That's a different raid. Raid. Who are we raiding? Who we got? Quick. Raid the Kahuna Kitchen. Yep. Quick, give me a raid. Who's on? Oh, heck, just look here, Leo. Roll Society. All right, Roll Society it is. Whoops, typed it wrong. Thank you again, friends, for a great stream. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your ideas. And my next stream will be Friday with Mrs. Kahuna. Don't miss it. Hopefully we'll have our new stickers in place. If not, I'll show you online, but hopefully we'll have the new stickers in place and give away one or two. All right. Right next time. She's actually watching me now. I gotta go, kids. I've started the raid. Have a great evening, folks. We'll see you in Kahuna Quiet or on Friday. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught.